You've heard of Jake Frank, but today we will meet the man behind the myth. Jake, what is the first thing you do when you get home from school?
First thing I do when I get home from school is I let my dogs out and I have them run around and play in the yard, and then I like to relax and just, sit there, just waste some time before I have to go and do my homework. So,
What do you do when you're wasting time?
play video games, read. I like to play the guitar or, just watch some YouTube videos.
What do you like about playing guitar?
Guitar is really relaxing, and I just like that there's so many different types of music that you can play with the guitar if you learn the tabs right. And I have a really good teacher, Damien Mang, and he will often just tab up a song, even if it's done in piano or whatever. And so I can just play it, and I love playing with the music.
Why did you choose to play guitar? Why not some other instrument?
Guitar, like I said, there's a lot of different things, a lot of different music types, and it's one of the most popular instruments. There's tons of bands, and yeah.
On a completely different topic, who was the best James Bond?
Well, Sean Connery for sure. I mean, he's the original. He's the classic James Bond. When you think James Bond, you look at Sean Connery.
No Pierce Brosnan?
Well, I do like when he says, "Saved by the Bell."
So, what is your favorite film?
My favorite film would be There Will Be Blood, and that has Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Dano. Paul Dano starring in it. And yeah, I really love that movie. When I look at it, that is just my favorite movie to watch. I love the cinematography, the music, everything about it. It's just this is such a perfect film, and it really inspires me. So.
Do you have a favorite foreign film?
A favorite foreign film? Probably Downfall, which is the telling of Hitler's final moments before his ultimate downfall, and the downfall of the Third Reich. And I thought it was really well done and intense, and yeah, it's also a pretty popular meme. So.
What is a movie a lot of people like, but you dislike?
Avatar by James Cameron. I hate that movie with a passion. There's just too much CGI. The entire movie, CGI. It's awful. It's I look at it, I'm oh wow, this is obviously a movie. There's no practical effects, nothing. It's stupid. And it's basically Pocahontas with aliens. I hate it a lot.
That's a good point. What is the worst movie you've seen?
Probably The Room or Birdemic. I wouldn't even consider Birdemic a movie, honestly. And it's more of a awful video speaking about stupid environmentalism in the worst ways. But yeah, probably The Room by Tommy Wiseau. Just the acting is just
What is The Room about?
The Room is so it's this drama, and this romantic drama, sort of, but it ends up being a comedy because Tommy Wiseau, who's also the director, the writer, is also the main character and the actor. He's not good at what he does. I don't think he's human even. He's an alien. I'm pretty sure he's an alien. He just doesn't know anything about human interaction. It's awful.
All right. On the topic of film and television, what is your favorite TV show?
Game of Thrones for sure. Game of Thrones is it has everything in a show that I love, that violence, that fantasy, and it's so awesome. I just love it a lot.
So, which house do you support in the War of the Five Kings?
Probably the Starks. I mean, they started off really well, and they're all this honor-bound family, and they live up in the north, and the north is so cool looking, and it's they're not it's not a place for liars and thieves like King's Landing. But if I had to say another family, since the Starks are kind of spoilers, the Baratheons, because of Stannis Baratheon and Robert Baratheon is pretty cool.
Who do you believe is the rightful king of Westeros?
At this point where the show is right now, Stannis Baratheon. It was him to take the throne after Robert died, not his son, Joffrey.
All right. On a completely unrelated topic, have you always lived in Chico?
No, I grew up in Los Molinos, California, which is between Chico and Red Bluff, and that is where I spent most of my childhood up until 5th grade when I moved to Chico.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite place to go in Chico?
Probably Upper Park and like Monkey Face. I went there when me and Noah were filming Careless Whisper, and it was like, that's the first time I've ever been there, and it was beautiful. I loved it. During the summer, it's, you know, it's dry and stuff, but it's still really fun to go out there, like down to Bear Hole and swim and just to hike around, you know?
This Noah you mentioned, how do you feel about him as a person?
Noah is a good friend. He's really funny, and he's really random, and he doesn't really care what people think about him, and so, yeah.
I've heard reports that he is unhumanly sexy. What would you like to say about that?
Definitely, for sure. Absolutely.
All right. Now, if you could live anywhere, where would you live and why?
Other than the United States, I would probably live in New Zealand or Japan because I really like the nature there, and like Lord of the Rings, which is one of my favorite movie series. Like it was filmed there, and it's like it's almost like it doesn't seem like it's a real place. Like it's like a fantasy land, and it's so beautiful there. So I'd really like to live there if I could.
And Japan?
Yeah, in Japan, I really liked the Japanese culture. When I was little, I grew up on like Godzilla movies and Gamera and stuff, so I really liked the culture there. And so, yeah, I'd really like to live there too.
What was the defining moment of your childhood?
Probably the time my brother attempted to teach me how to ride a dirt bike in 2nd grade, but see, the thing is, he's not a good teacher. So he pretty much told me, oh, here's your brake, here's your gas, go. And so, being like an amateur at this sort of thing, I just floored it, and I lost control, I panicked, and I didn't hit the brake, and I ended up crashing into like a pole, flying off and landing in a bunch of thorn bushes, and I scraped like one whole side of my face, and I was like all scarred and nasty. My brother felt awful, but then he gave me the nickname Two-Face for a while. So yeah, that was, I guess that is a defining moment.
Aside from the facial scarring, were you seriously injured?
No, that was pretty much the only injuries I had. I had a helmet on, so I was safe.
How many pets do you have?
I have 6 pets. I have 3 dogs, a cat, and then 2 guinea pigs, all living at my house. So it's like an animal farm.
Now, how many siblings do you have?
I have 2 siblings, an older brother and an older sister. My sister's the oldest. She is almost 30 now, and my brother, he is like 25. So, like I said previously, I was kind of raised as an only child because they're so much older.
Who are you closest to in your family?
Probably my mom, because my dad always works out of town a lot, and so I'm always with her, and I'm helping her do chores and housework and stuff. So yeah, probably my mom.
Later that night, Jake's mother, having grown tired of him, killed him in his sleep. Good night, sweet prince.